on.
Hooray!
Hey, folks. Welcome back to the program. It's your boy D. Back for another installment, episode number 47. I thought this was America. I guess I was wrong. That is the title of today's show, and the reason I say that is because there are a lot of bills that are being put out, that are being proposed. Some of them actually being signed off on and put and made into law. There are a few governors around the United States that have decided that the voice of the American people, they don't need to pay attention to that. I think it's really crazy, especially down. I mean, I live in Florida. All right, I'm just gonna say it. I live in Florida, and somebody sent me an article today about the governor, or what the wishes of the governor of Florida for anyone who blogs. So if you are a blogger in the state of Florida and you want to mention the governor, you have to register with the state. Now, that's a bill that he's proposing. If you want to talk about Ron DeSantis, you have to register with the state as a blogger, which I think is dumb. I think it's stupid that we have just let this guy have whatever he wants, just pretty much whatever he wants, whatever he asks for. There are enough people here, enough of his constituents here in this state to really kind of kiss his ass. And that's what's happening. He wants to govern what our kids can learn in school. He wants to get rid of critical race theory, otherwise known as American history. And now this. And now he just wants to know who's talking about him and what they're saying. Well, I don't have a blog, but I do have a podcast, and I'm going to be talking about his ass every day. Straight like that. I'm going to be talking about your ass every day. Every time you do some dumb shit like you just did, or say some dumb shit like you just said, I'm going to say something about it. So sign me up first. Sign me up first. If I got to register with the state in order to talk about this motherfucker, then sign me up first. And I'm dead ass serious. I wish I could talk to him in person. I really would like to talk to this guy in person and ask him, why all the policies? Why all this? Why all the fascism? For lack of a better phrase. This guy is essentially implementing his own personal beliefs. It has nothing to do with the American people or the people of this state. It has everything to do with keeping this guy in power. This guy is a power-hungry son of a bitch. He really is. And I said it. My name's Deron Harris. And I'll say it again. I'll tell him in his face. You're a cocksucker.
You're a cocksucker. You're a cocksucker.
A lot of the reasons I feel like I feel is because, in case you guys missed it, I'm a black dude. I'm black, right? And a lot of the shit that this guy has going on is straight up a slap in the face to black people. straight up. Straight up. Slap in the face to anybody who looks like me. They don't want nothing for us. They don't. They don't care about anything for us. I think if someone has those extreme ideologies, those type of people don't need to be in any kind of power. They really don't. The governor of Tennessee signed a bill and passed a law that would outlaw that. Well, it already passed. It outlaws drag shows. Again, that sounds like somebody's personal preference making its way to the political forum. And I'm sorry, politics ain't got no room for your personal shit. I'm sorry. Especially when there's so many other people to consider. I think it's ridiculous that one person or a group of people have so much control over so many people's lives. It's mind-blowing to me. I think that whoever put this guy in office or whoever put these people in office, that's the way they really feel. That's the way these people really feel about us in this country. Damn, man, I love America, man. I love being American. I really do, but, man, they traveling down this road it's really hard to get behind these motherfuckers, man. It really is. I wish there was somebody else. I had a conversation with my father the other day, and I was asking him, and I was like, how can people just get away with that shit? How can people get away with their own personal preference when there's so many people? Believe it, there's gay Republicans too now. As much as you don't think there is, there's gay Republicans out there. But they keep voting for these people that cut them off at the legs. There's black Republicans too, and that shit is baffling to me. I just don't get it. I really just cannot get it. It really is just a fucking super paradox to me as to why you would be black and Republican. Unless, you hate black people. Unless, of course, you hate your own race. You don't want to see us benefit from anything. That's the only explanation I could make for it, is the fact that is there somebody trying to come in here? I hope not. Where was I at? My father. So I'm having a conversation with my dad, and it's actually, a pretty deep conversation. I'm pretty emotional. And I just realized that everything that the governor of Florida wants to do, or any of these Republican governors in any of these states, the majority of these Republican governors, they don't want anything to do with black people. Brown people are all right. They're okay. But black people, they don't want anything to do with black people. They hate giving credit to anything that we've ever contributed to. They sweep that shit right under the rug. I think it's stupid that the governor wants to cover up American history. Some of the other governors, including Mr. DeSantis, said that it makes white children feel guilty to learn about things like that. And they have this guilt. That's fucking preposterous. That is a kick in the fucking dick right there. That's a kick in the dick. They feel guilty? Well, I'll tell you, they should feel embarrassed is what it is. But he's trying to shield them from the embarrassment. Now, I don't think they should feel any guilt. I mean, they weren't there. There shouldn't be any guilt, but embarrassment? There should be plenty of embarrassment. And yes, I do think that we should learn about things like that. Everybody should. Everybody should learn about the things that have happened in this country. How are you going to tell the story of America, without black people? You want to just skim over slavery, although it lasted 400 years? Are you fucking high? They just want to skip over it. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want to be responsible for it. They don't want their kids to learn about it. It's disgusting. I thought this was America. I really did. Where we could, practice the freedoms that that other countries didn't afford us or afford other people. I mean, that's what I thought this country was based on, is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But it's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as long as it doesn't fuck with the Republican ideology. Now, I don't want to be bashing Republicans, like every episode, but damn, y'all make it easy. Y'all make it easy as fuck to just bash you in your face. The policies that you stand up for are fucking ridiculous. The shit that you try and pass is fucking ridiculous. They're sitting up here telling people that they're brainwashing these kids with this critical race theory and all that. Shut the fuck up. It's just you don't want to hear about it because you don't care about it. Well, I got news for you. I don't need you to care, okay, Mr. DeSantis? I don't need you to care, okay? Because I care. All right? And I care enough to, like I said, man, I'll challenge you, bro. I'll sit down in any debate with you, dude, and just try and not even understand. I don't want to understand you. I don't want to understand you. I don't want to understand why you don't. I don't want to. But I do want to tell you in your fucking face that you are one of the biggest cocksuckers on the face of this fucking earth. And any Republican friend or foe, I don't give a fuck who it is. Any Republican listening to this that finds that to be harsh or, oh, you don't know what you're talking about or got some fucking crazy shit to say in my DMs or whatever, I don't give a fuck. Unfriend me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Because if you side with this motherfucker, you're basically giving him the past. Not the past, the pass. You're giving him a pass. You're basically saying, it's okay. It's all right. Oh, man, he cut taxes for business people, but he wants to get rid of black history. I guess that's okay. You motherfuckers sound ridiculous. There's nobody good on the Democratic team anyway. There's nobody on the Democratic team that I could really feel good about getting behind. Because really, honestly, I just think it's going to be between Trump and DeSantis. That's it. Because we don't have, I won't even say we, I say the Democrats. The Democrats don't have shit. They don't have nobody. I mean, they don't have nobody. Nobody that could really challenge this person. And if they do, when y'all plan on introducing this motherfucker, because time is getting short. And I'm already, I hate to say it, but I don't think Mr. Biden is going to get reelected. I really don't. I think he's a one-term president also. His health is poor and failing, and he's trying to get everybody to believe that it's not, but it is. They just found some sort of lesion that was cancerous. Come on, Mr. Biden. We need better people for these jobs. We need better people for these positions. We need better politics. We need better people. And that's really all it is. We just need somebody. We need people who actually care about people as opposed to power. Because I'll tell you right now, if you think DeSantis cares about people, you got another thing coming, because I'm a person, and it's blatantly obvious he doesn't give a shit about me or anybody like me. So he don't give a shit about people. So in that, I can't subscribe to this motherfucker. You know, I really just can't. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care what he does. I mean, I don't care what he does. I don't care how good it is or how bad it is. The fact that he wants to erase or eradicate or talk down or downplay black history, just basically, I mean, that just sews up your ball of wax with me, motherfucker, for real. You know what I mean? You know, I don't like to wish nothing bad on nobody, and I'm not going to wish nothing bad on dude. You know what I'm saying? I just pray that one day this motherfucker will wake up and understand that everybody on this planet is a person. Every person on this planet is a person. Whether it be black, white, yellow, green, whatever. Any person on this planet is a person. There's no difference. There really is no difference. People have just put this whole skin color issue right up in the forefront of everybody's brain. I heard some dude talking about people born back between 1970 and like 1990. And part of what he was saying was true. Is, you know, by the time we got to high school, I mean, the high school I went to was super diverse. I mean, I went to 3 different high schools. You know what I'm saying? So the first high school I went to, it was blacks, whites, and Latins. The second high school I went to was out in San Diego, California, where it was fucking everybody because it was a military school. It was a bunch of military kids. And then I graduated in Columbia County, Florida, where they still celebrate the Olusty Festival, which is a festival that honors Confederate soldiers who fought to preserve slavery. It was an actual battle that they won. But I graduated high school right here in this town, and there was only 2 people. There was only 2 races. There was black, white. Well, let me take that back. There was black kids, there was white kids, there were 2 Indian kids, and 2 Latin kids. I don't even think there were any Asian kids in the school. And that's what it was. And that's where I graduated from. I graduated from a place that has very little racial diversity, very little ethnic diversity. It really is a town divided by the railroad tracks. Everybody's cool in town. You see your friends out, well, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Until you come to their neighborhoods. Or your daughter wants to bring one of them home, or bring one of you home. Or your son. I think it's sad. I think it needs to stop. I think somebody needs to challenge. I mean, really, honestly, another Republican. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Just not this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Not Trump, not DeSantis. Well, Trump, I don't think it's going to be Trump. The Trump train has pulled into the station, and it is off the track. Yeah, he still has some of his far-right following. That's always going to be there because that, too, is his ideology. But it's always going to be there. It's not going to go anywhere. He's going to stand up or continue to stand up and advocate for the same bullshit that he advocates for now. It's so crazy that when governments are looking to save money, the first place they start cutting funding is in urban neighborhoods. They take everything right from underneath us. One of the things that upsets me the most is even though they do take shit right from underneath us, we are really not really, I won't say we were powerless because we're not powerless, but we just choose not to do nothing about it. We choose not to stand up for it. We choose not to fight it. That mentality needs to be fought. Okay? The mentality of hate, the mentality of exclusion needs to be fought. You hear me? I need to fight that. So I have this platform. Here I am. And I have this platform that I never thought that I would have. But I don't know if it's 2 people, 20 people, 25 people, 25,000 people. I don't know how many people are actually listening. But if you are listening, and if you are still listening, Democrat or Republican, I don't care, either one. We need to start thinking about ourselves because the people that we put in office are not thinking about us. Because I'll go ahead and say this. Not all Republicans are bad. I'm just going to say it. I'll let the cat out of the bag like that. I know quite a few Republican people that are actually pretty decent people. Salt of the earth people. They have, good morals. They don't subscribe to the racial bullshit that some of these candidates are highlighting. They're just salt of the earth people who happen to be more conservative. And the same thing about the Democrats. I know some great Democrats. Kind, generous, wants to see everybody succeed. Quite a few of those folks. I know quite a few of those folks. They embrace people. They embrace people's differences. They embrace people's cultures. See, to me, that seems to be one of the dividing factors is that Republicans really don't care to embrace other cultures. They really don't. They don't want anybody else in this country other than them, other than white America. They don't even want us here. They damn sure don't want us here. They don't want us. They don't want Mexicans. They don't want Cubans. They damn sure don't want us here. But if we weren't here, trust and believe that this motherfucker would go to hell in a handbasket. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. I know y'all think y'all got a handle on it, but no, the fuck you don't. That's obvious. The world is going to hell in a handbasket. I think it's time for other people. I think it's time for other politicians. I think it's time for other political parties. I think it's time for other ideologies. I think it's time to get rid of people who are filled with hate. I think it's time to, really, throw them in jail is what I think. You're trying to divide the country? Oh, man, jail time. I think I said this last week. Here in Florida, there's a Republican politician that is lobbying to try to have the Democratic Party expunged and removed out of the state of Florida. Can they do that? Really? And the basis is, now get this. This is fucking rich. On the basis that the Democratic Party played a pivotal role in supporting slavery back in those days. Now, since then, I've said this last week also, the Democratic Party has undergone a renovation, so to speak. kind of an overhaul, if you will. And a lot of the things have changed. A lot of those ideologies have changed. They're more inclusive. They're more acceptant. They're more tolerant. And it's become a political party that, although I'm not happy with them all the time, out of the two political parties, I'd vote Democratic every single time. I don't give a shit who you run. I would vote for a sandwich over any Republican candidate. And that's just the truth. They always make it seem like they have everybody's interest in mind, but the only interest they have in mind is white America. And I hate to say it like that, but it really is. Republicans really only have an agenda for white America. Their agenda does not include me. Their agenda does not support me. Not at all. It only supports them. And whatever happens to us, happens to us, as long as it doesn't concern them, as long as it doesn't make its way up to their business, up to them. They could give a fuck less about what we do. They don't care about our votes. They don't need or care about any of our votes. And that's the sad thing. That's the sad thing. And the saddest thing is we don't vote anyway. Black folks don't vote. Black folks don't vote. Black folks, we just don't vote, man. We just don't care enough to vote. We don't care enough about the issues to vote, but we don't realize that if enough of us voted, we could change shit for real. They'd have to stand up and listening to us, because don't get it twisted. Not all white people vote either. But there's more of a gap for us. There is more black folks that don't vote per capita than white folks that don't vote. More white folks will vote. And that's why their policies pass. That's why all these laws pass. That's why all these politicians get elected. Because white folks are paying attention. We're TikToking and rapping. We got to stop it. That's all it is. We just got to stop. We have to come together. And we never will. We're just not going to do it. We're just not going to do it. And the reason why we're not going to do it is because black people are proud people, man. We got too much pride. But my father always said, pride ain't never got nobody nothing. Nothing. Never got you anything being proud. We got too much pride. Too humble. I mean, not humble enough. I mean, always belly aching about the shit that we don't have, but we're not willing to make the sacrifices in order to get the things that we want. We're not willing to do that. Not all of us, anyway. I mean, I was guilty up until a couple of years ago. I was like, fuck voting. Fuck voting for what? For who? They ain't doing shit for me. Or so you think. It is very important that we vote. It is very important that anybody, any black person, black, Latin, anybody in my vote. Vote, vote, vote. Vote against hatred. Vote against oppression. Vote against fascism. Vote against it. It's getting ready. I'm starting now. I'm starting now with the alert. I'm going to tell everybody right now, make sure you vote. Vote, y'all. It's the only way we could change stuff. It's the only way that we're going to be able to help ourselves. It's the only way, because they are not going to help us with shit. Nothing. And I challenge you to do this also. If you make it, black people, if you make it, if you've done well and you have made it, reach back down and bring one of your brothers and sisters up, or show them the way. Show them the way. If you're smart with money, teach them how to be smart with money. Show them the way. There's so many of us out here that want to do better, but we're lost. we're at a loss. We can't figure out what to do or how to go about it. There's so many of us in this predicament, and it's so frustrating. And it doesn't stop. The world doesn't stop. Nothing stops. It continues. So, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I'm really pissed off about it. I really am. I probably lean off it for a little bit, but just know every time somebody does some shit that's just stupid, I'm going to say something about it. Anytime. I don't care who it is. The governor, the president. I don't give a damn. If you do something stupid, I'm going to tell you about it. So, I think that is going to wrap it up for this week's episode. I know it's a little short for me. But I have some things that I got working tomorrow, so I have to get a decent night's sleep. And I have to be up and I have to drive a couple hours away to attend a memorial for a very, very close family friend. So I'm going to go ahead and call this a wrap for the evening. I want to thank you for joining me this evening for my rant, my political rant. I usually don't do this, and I usually really don't do politics. It's just a lot of politics lately have been pissing me off enough to talk about it. So I want to talk about things that upset me, because I know if I'm upset, then there's other people that are upset about it too. And if you're upset about it and I'm upset about it, maybe that we can get together and do something about it. So I want to thank my wife for being the best wife she absolutely possibly can be. She's awesome. I want to thank my mom for being the greatest mom in the world. My best friend Jay for encouraging me to do this podcast. Gentry Thomas, the owner of the station and the platform, that the person who gives me the platform to present my podcast to you. Everybody who has listened and is no longer listening, everybody who has not yet listening, and everybody who is listening and is continuing to listen. I love you all. Thank you very much for tuning in. And like I said, I want to try and get better and give you guys better content. If you have any ideas, drop them in my DM. I say it every week. Drop them in my DM. If you got some ideas, hit me up. Let me know where they are. I really would like to know. So I think that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Darren Harris Podcast. Join me next week when I will be talking about God knows what. Thanks. Have a great week, y'all. Peace.